Hopefully this worked. And hopefully the recording is working, because I decided to change the way I recorded my shows again, and I didn't check to see if I did it for this particular show. I guess YouTube will have to let me know if it's actually working correctly. Friends, we're back with Dinner in a Dungeon, episode 3. It's been a while, kind of like that Disney Britney Spears show man, I don't know. This intro's over for me. I'm just done. All right, I'm joined by these 3 individuals, and we're back to bring you more talk about cooking food and also playing Dungeons and Dragons. What can I say? I've cooked so much stuff since the last time that we met, but I will start with the thing that I cooked today. So there's a place near me called like Moe's Tacos, and they were doing like a
welcome to Moe's.
I've never been there in person, so there's someone in my neighborhood who, like, for their kids' school will do Moe's kits, and then you like drive out there and the Moe's employee will take it out the back of the truck and put it in your car, and you know the school gets like a good portion of that money. So that's what I've been doing. And they had one of those yesterday, and I had like 80% of it left over. So I took all the chips and I poured them out, and then I took all of the taco toppings and poured them out over it, and then I layered another layer of chips and poured the queso over all of that and made a huge nacho plate and ate it all day. So that's been all the food I ate, except for the popcorn that's in my beard right now. I've been picking it out for like the last 20 minutes. Yeah. So, I mean, I can't take full credit for that because it's really just artisanally redistributing ingredients pre-cooked and made for me. But I assure you, I've made plenty of stuff since the last episode, including Scrapple, which is one thing I want to send Cotton someday, but I'm afraid that Pondo will throw it out by the time it reaches her. So it's really tough to like judge whether anyone will actually get around to eating it.
Scrapple is so good.
Well, yes, and also yes, but it does look weird.
I don't know how it would ship either.
It does not ship well because it's pre-cooked, right? Like you don't have to cook Scrapple any further, but it does go bad after a while if it's not refrigerated.
I thought I had Scrapple, but actually I'm looking it up here and I haven't, so I'll have to try it sometime.
It's pig cornmeal slurry. It's all the parts of the pig that you wouldn't put into hot dogs.
So I can't just like
slivers,
make this.
Ears. Oh, you could make it. It would just. So I mean, you need like an industrial. Yeah, well, you need several things, including an industrial boiler and a slurry machine.
Your kitchen would look like an episode of Dexter.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it would look like American Test Kitchen or something like Binging with Babish, the backseat story.
Oh my god!
Go behind the scenes. I'll tell you what, if you look on my food channel on Discord, I made several sets of really peppery sausage gravy and biscuits. Sorry, biscuits and gravy.
Oh, yes.
It was fantastic. I even made chorizo gravy with cinnamon raisin toast. And it was much better than it had any right to be. I was like, I don't know. I don't have any biscuits. All I've got is cinnamon raisin toast, and I don't have any sausage left. I just have chorizo. Maybe I can balance these two flavors out with the right seasoning combination. It actually worked for me.
Yes.
But then again, I'm the kind of guy who eats Scrapple, so I don't know if you want to take what I have to heart. Oh, it was so good though. Like the cinnamon, the raisins took away from the heat of the chorizo. It was like a refuge.
Yeah, all right. Fruit and chorizo. I mean, I'd have to try it.
Fruit and chorizo is like having pashwari. Not actually, fruit and spicy meat is a classic staple across all 6 inhabited continents, not including Antarctica because it's not inhabited and has no unique food culture to it.
Yeah, I think raisins are proof that God exists and he hates us.
What the fuck? Why would you say that?
Because raisins are awful.
You're a monster. Raisins are great.
When I was 6, I shoved them up my nose and they got stuck, and my mom had to take me to the hospital.
That sounds like a you problem.
Maybe they shouldn't make raisins so small.
Oh my goodness. They make raisins in several different varieties of size, my friend. You should maybe try raisins as an adult.
The only good raisins are the California variety that sing Motown.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to start with this.
I think you're saying that God needed to put a label on raisins really is the problem. More so, less so than the actual fruit. It's like you needed a label. Don't stick this.
Don't they put like diseased lungs and shit on packs of cigarettes now or something? I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
They do that with raisins.
No, and then nose, and then maybe just all the different orifices.
Yeah.
Just cover your bases, right?
God, I hate raisins so much.
I have literally never heard of anyone who's bad at eating raisins. You know what, Spoon? Let's just jump to you. What do you got going on? And what have you cooked since the last time we met up? Or even, what have you eaten since the last time we met up?
I actually cooked something shockingly similar to you today. We made Irish nachos.
Never heard of this. So they're made out of potatoes.
Yes. I took a mandolin and sliced up a bunch of potatoes and laid them out on a couple of sheet trays, threw them in the oven, crisped them up. I seasoned them with, I roasted a duck the other day, so I had some duck fat left over. So I mixed the potatoes with the duck fat and some paprika, some garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. Crisped them up in the oven for about 20 minutes aside, and then just kind of layered them in a skillet with some cheese and green onion, and then another layer and cheese and green onion. Threw it under the broiler to melt all the cheese and get that kind of crispy and yummy, and then pulled them out and topped them with some sour cream, and it was delicious. Oh, and some pancetta. I had some leftover pancetta that I sprinkled in there. So yeah, Irish nachos.
Okay.
The roast duck was better.
Well,
and now I have a duck carcass in my freezer that I can use for stock, which is going to be amazing.
I was going to say, it's pretty difficult to beat roast duck. I mean,
Aldi was selling them for like $9. Okay. I'll buy a duck for $9. Seriously, if you have an Aldi by your house, shop at Aldi. It's amazing. Like, they don't always have everything. Like, you may have to end up going to a second store to like round out your shopping list. But I mean, the wife and I, we can buy a week's worth of groceries for like $60. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is a good deal. We've got one that's like an extra 20 minutes, like further than our normal place. So kind of makes it like, is it worth the 20-minute drive?
Yeah, you're spending the gas to get there.
Yeah. I mean, they do have a nice, like unique selection though of stuff. And yeah, duck for $9, that's pretty insane.
Yeah. It was like a, I don't know, 4 or 5 pound duck. I mean, it fed both of us twice. So I've never actually, it was the first time I've ever roasted a whole duck. Normally, if I have a duck, I will take the breasts off and cook them separate, and I'll like confit the legs or something like that. Because I always worry that if I roast a duck whole, the breast will be overcooked, right? Because like with the duck breast, you want it almost medium rare. But I did a bunch of research and found that if you cook it at a very high heat, it will cook it fast enough and crisp the skin just enough that once it's done, the breast meat is not overcooked. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do it that way again. Maybe if I want to do some kind of super fancy presentation for like a holiday meal, like have a whole roast duck on top of a bunch of like roast vegetables and things like that. But it was interesting. It was good. I did like a honey balsamic glaze on the outside of it to help the skin crisp up and give it a little bit of flavor. It didn't taste sweet, but yeah, that was another thing I cooked recently. Anyway, that's me.
Okay. You know, speaking of someone who has done something with ducks before, Conorhughes.
Yes. I'm not. What have I done with ducks before?
I had nothing to work with there, Connor.
Okay.
I was just hoping you would segue and not question it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, my parents, like, they would obsess over the idea of cooking a duck right. Like, I think for them it became their what is it, like the unattainable goal, like what is it, like Holy Grail, Noah's Ark type of thing.
Noah's Ark better not be an unattainable goal, Conorhughes. You better be able to arc that.
Right. I guess not Noah's Ark. I meant
Holy Grail's fine.
Holy Grail works. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I always thought what they did was fine, but they would just be like, "No, it's not right. It's you can't overcook it so easily." Anyway, as far as interesting things for me cooking, I mean, I can tell you, my wife cooked cookies with whole wheat because we ran out of regular flour, whole wheat flour, and I liked them. She didn't. It was too like gravelly for her. She prefers the smooth like white flour texture, I guess. So that's about it for me. I mean, other than that, it's been like sort of very basic cooking stuff, so I don't have much to add on. Nothing like Sputnik over here, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't happen to have any projects soon, like any Kickstarter related projects that are finishing or starting, or?
Well, Galarian did finish, and I mean, like, it's absolutely incredible how well it did. People are really looking forward to the book, it seems, and very excited to be a part of it. I had a lot of fun doing the covers, and I'm going to be able to do some of the sketch covers and various sketches for that Kickstarter, so that'll be good. But I'm also looking really forward to. I already see Romina's pages for, like, she's doing the layouts and the inks and colors, and I'm seeing those come in as they come in. They're blowing me away. They're her best work easily that I've seen. It's really good. So yeah, I mean, we're waiting to set up. I think we still need to set up the store that happens after the Kickstarter, so people can check out and, like, see if they want to add on other extra stuff. But other than that, it's gone really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cotton.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I used to be a godmother to ducks. I haven't cooked one, though. I haven't cooked anything lately.
What have you been surviving on?
Fast food?
Fast food? Nice. What's been your favorite fast food of choice?
McDonald's. We live by McDonald's.
Okay.
I also think it's Pondo's favorite.
McDonald's?
Favorite fast food, or just favorite food in general?
Food in general.
Okay, interesting.
He also really likes pizza, but...
I mean, who doesn't? Did you see Keller's pizza rolls inside of Two Pizzas
yes,
pizza?
I was so proud of him.
It's like a super pizza roll.
Yeah, it's delicious. You should try it sometime.
What do you call it? Like an endless pizza roll or something? What was it? Infinity pizza roll?
It's a pizza roll inside of two of the Tostino's pizzas.
Yeah.
Smushed together. Oh, that did not make my microphone happy.
I always called it a pizza surprise sandwich.
Okay.
A pizza sandwich is just the two, but if you throw the pizza rolls in there, it makes it a surprise.
All right. Favorite McDonald's menu item?
Mine?
Yeah.
Big Mac.
That's really interesting. They've really been trying to cut the Big Mac out of the menu as much as possible. They don't like it, McDonald's.
Do you remember the double Big Mac? Where it was like...
I do not.
I
two
worked
patties.
there when we had a double Big Mac. Get off.
So good. My one problem with the Big Mac though is that it cannot be eaten while you're driving because like the lettuce and everything
The
will
sauce.
just
Yeah.
get everywhere.
That's why you should have been around for the Big Mac snack wrap.
Yes.
They were great, and I don't know why they
Holy
discontinued
shit.
it. I don't know why they discontinued
I
all
don't
their
know what
snack
you
wraps.
guys are talking about.
They were super popular when I worked there.
Yeah.
They had snack wraps for a while, so you could get like honey mustard, ranch, or chipotle barbecue chicken wraps. Or you could get a Big Mac snack wrap, which had the patty cut in half and then everything you would have in a Big Mac, but just rolled up in a little wrap to make it convenient to eat.
Interesting. I do like Big Macs, but McDonald's has been very open that Big Macs are a millennial thing and only millennials eat them anymore, and they're trying to get them off the menu.
What? That's so stupid. That's their signature.
Yeah,
sandwich.
it's their signature
No, it's because
item.
their buns cost too much. That's the real thing.
Did millennials kill Big Macs? Thank me later, BuzzFeed.
But aren't they saying that millennials are the only thing keeping them alive?
Yeah, we are the necromantic forces keeping the Big Mac alive. You think those Zoomer kids want to eat a Big Mac when they could get 20 spicy chicken McNugs with the what's that cartoon that the kids loved with the spicy Szechuan sauce?
Szechuan
Rick and
sauce?
Morty. Yeah. You think they're gonna touch a Big Mac when they can get their Fortnite brand Szechuan Rick and Morty 20 spicy nugs? Not a chance. Not the Zoomers.
One of my favorite tweet memes from the pandemic was like, are millennials, causing spreading events because of spring break? And someone's response was like, bitch, I'm 38 years old. I'm trying to keep my parents from going to church, from getting sick. What's wrong? I got 3 kids. I'm not going on spring break. How old do you think I am?
Cotton, what do you think about the Zoomers?
You know what? I did make something. Which year is the Zoomers?
Zoomers are kids that can't remember when 9/11 happened.
Oh my God.
Oh,
really?
okay. They're
It
probably
happened on
fine.
9/11. How can they not remember that?
Because they have to be younger than
We
the
always said
year
we would
2000.
never forget.
They
All
weren't
the-
alive when it happened. Calm down.
All the Zoomers I've met were, too sick and quiet to cause any problems.
Yeah, because the Zoomers you met were like 5 years old. There are
Some of the
Zoomers today
Zoomers-
that are like 20.
Yeah, I know. They come into work, but they're always sick when they come into my work.
Oh my
Wow.
God, people that were 20 don't remember 9/11.
Yeah. That's because 9/11 happened 20 years ago, man.
Oh,
I do have to say the
shit.
rudest generation that I deal with is like 50 to 70.
You realize you just described boomers, right?
Yep.
And Gen
They're
X.
really rude.
That's the top of Gen X, though. They're basically like lil booms.
My dude, I am 40 next month and
They
I'm
get-
a millennial.
I work at a medical laboratory, and they get really angry and will start yelling sometimes if we ask them for their insurance cards.
That makes me feel really nervous because tomorrow I have to go get blood work at my doctor's office. And I really just don't want to go in there because sick people... I've always believed you should never go to a hospital because sick people go there. But nowadays, I'm like, man, going to a hospital, you have to be crazy.
Going
Sick people
to a
go there.
hospital, you have to get tested usually before you go in. They check you for a fever. You can't come in. If you have any COVID symptoms, you can't come in.
I know.
So it's actually safest for COVID stuff.
I was in the hospital with a recovering COVID patient, Cotton. It was the saddest thing.
Yeah, I remember your updates on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a boomer that yelled at me the other day because I asked him what his name was when he went to check in for his lab work because
Why
I
would you
didn't
ask
have him
his
down
name?
on my papers already.
That sounds like a Cotton problem.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Asking someone's name to help them? What the fuck?
Yeah. I'd be like, look, man, are you detaining me, officer?
I
Yeah,
don't tell you
people
nothing.
get-
I have a card that I print off the internet that says I don't have to give you my name.
People in that age group get really bent out of shape if you don't know exactly who they are and all of their information. If you ask for any of it, they tend to get mad.
That's why not only do I keep my medical and insurance cards and all that stuff in hand, I also
too.
keep a business card just in case you don't recognize my face.
Hey, in 2 weeks when I get my second shot, they can just scan the microchip and they'll know exactly who I am.
Please, no. Come on now. God. Well, there we go.
I have to say,
I just got bumped
work,
into a new category for YouTube ads. Thanks, buddy.
working where I work has made me scared to get the shot.
Well, I don't know
Because I
what to say
work
about that.
next to a doctor's office that they get their shot in. So I get to see people. I mean, most of the time people are okay. But when they have side effects, they're really bad.
Well, the side effects of COVID are death, so
Yeah, the side effects of some of these shots, not great either.
I won't disagree with that. But
I've also dealt with a lot of, COVID recovering patients and COVID patients because we do some of the testing in my lab. And
the vampire
they
lab.
seem fine, usually. And some of the people who got the shot and had bad reactions are not so fine.
Perhaps.
Again, people do die from COVID, so. But people got their half of their side paralyzed from the shot. So I'm just I don't know what's going on with either of those.
Well, I'm good. So
I've just been bumped into it. Listen, guys, I can't monetize this on YouTube at all now.
I'm
go
so
into the
sorry.
storm.
Please stop.
The next drop
I think
is
it's
coming.
up to your decision.
Come on, man. I can't. I don't even know if I can put this on YouTube anymore.
I'm so sorry.
Not
I
you.
was
It's
just-
Spoon's fault this time. I ain't here
Oh,
to
I
talk
thought you
about.
meant because I said
No,
there's side effects of the COVID shot.
Yeah, well, listen. Discussion of the
Sometimes.
COVID, definitely, but discussion of QAnon, absolutely. It's gonna bump me into a new category.
Oh, jeez. I didn't even hear him. So I mean, maybe
Don't worry, Connor. The transcription system. You don't know about YouTube's new advertising. They just changed it last week.
You just don't want to listen, man. Open up your brain, Connor.
All right, that's it. We're gonna get started. Does anyone remember what happened last time?
We walked into the spooky forest.
Yes,
That's true.
The wisp.
The Wisp
we
Way.
saw a pretty giant creature. Also, That was
The
pretty
French
cool.
loaf-a-lo. Yeah,
The French loaf.
we had to discuss the difference between French loaf and baguette because the French
Yes.
loaf is girthier.
Now you're gonna get a whole other set of ads.
I think just the word girth is not enough to put you into a different category.
But girthier. So the three of you have entered into the Wispway, which looks kind of like edit here. This.
Right.
So everywhere you look, wherever you look, you can just barely see a setting sun in any direction. As your face tracks wherever you go to look, setting sun. There is, of course, the wispy, almost like white willow, perhaps on the verge of dying, of all of the trees, which is illuminated by the reds and oranges of the setting sun. They all move in a faint breeze, but they move in different directions.
Do I get the sense there's some sort of outside magical force?
Yeah,
sort
this
of...
shit's magic as hell. And
Okay.
if you recall, you got here because you're following a river, which your
Right.
ranger has already determined has directional baffling magic on it. And you are looking for the headwaters, the source of this particular... I don't know. You know what? I better Google headwaters because I don't remember whether that's the beginning or the end. Source is definitely the beginning. Yes. Forming part of its source. Yes, you are traveling to the headwaters to find the source of this river, which
The last
has
thing you
magical
want
properties.
is feet water for sure.
Wow. Conorhughes over here in the 1700s exploring the Mississippi.
Is that a thing in Mississippi?
In the 1700s, it was.
Start shouting out Mark Twain.
To buy the Mark Twain.
Ah.
Buy the Mark V. Boy. All right. Well, rather than talk about casino boats with the giant paddle wheels, let's concentrate on the fact that everyone here has a passive perception of at least 13.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you see, going between one tree to the next, you'll see a brief light, just like a floating ball. And as it goes between one tree to the next, it disappears. But then you see one from another direction, perhaps behind you, just every few seconds. They never continue past the second tree, but they just keep appearing in different directions.
Are they opaque or kind of...
It's like a floating ball of light.
Okay.
Hey, so are those normal pillar stuff?
I mean, do I know anything about them?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana
Actually,
check.
make a Nature check.
All right.
Dang it.
2.
2 total?
Look, you rolled a nat 20 as well, right next to it.
Unless I get the do I let me
You're a negative 1 on nature. Can I make a nature check?
Sure.
Oh, Jesus.
You guys.
Help us, Ono.
These things are super, super duper natural. This is totally normal for a place like this.
Yeah. Can I roll a nature check, or are you just going to count the 2 fails as a fail?
No, please go ahead. They fervently believe in what they believe, however. All right. So for you believe that these things are not natural. In fact, they're the opposite of natural. They represent the forces of death and decay, not in like rotting, but like a supernatural force of death. But it would be very difficult to convince them, since they are dead set in their ways, that this is just pretty normal for a fortress like this. But you know the truth.
Oh, wow. Maybe we shouldn't go any further.
What's causing you hesitation? I mean, this is where the river's taking us.
The orbs of unnatural death.
I mean, look. I mean, we're exploring all kinds. We're going to be exploring all kinds of areas, and
Yes, but if there's orbs of unnatural death, I don't think that's the area I want to explore first.
I'm sure they're perfectly normal to this kind of like fauna.
No, it's not.
It's
It's very not normal to any kind of fauna.
What makes you say that?
Except magical fauna.
These are just orbs. They're just they float around, and they're not hurting nothing.
They're magical death orbs, and not the good decay kind of death part. The unnatural death part.
Have you come across them before?
No, but I know about them.
I mean, can they hurt us? Can't we avoid them somehow?
Maybe we shouldn't just go into this area, because I feel like something can hurt us if there's death orbs here.
You know what, Cotton? Make a religion check.
I mean,
Okay.
I feel like everywhere we go, something is going to hurt us.
All right. You believe these creatures to be a type of magical monster known as the Will-O-Wisp. They are evil, they are malevolent, and they haunt areas of great death, bound by their own dark fate to feed on fear and despair. They try to invite travelers off of paths so that they can consume their hopes and dreams before
Okay.
killing them.
Yep, that's fun.
That said, if you stay on the path, They can't hurt you.
How big are they?
Like the size of your fist.
So I could just...
None of them get anywhere near that close to you.
Okay.
We should not go anywhere near them. They will eat all of our hopes and dreams.
Well, I mean, I wasn't planning on going near them.
This is an area of great death. I feel like we should leave.
As you say that, you feel a chill, cold breeze blow through the area, and all of the Wispway moves with the same wind for the first time since you've arrived.
See? Did you feel the cold breeze? That's the cold breeze of death.
No one else felt it.
Are you feeling okay?
I am feeling fine. I'd feel more okay if we were not in an area of great death with will-o-wisps that will consume our hopes and dreams. I like my hopes and dreams, and I want to keep them.
Well, what can we do to avoid them? They don't seem to be coming up to us.
We cannot follow them.
Okay.
We have to stay on the path.
This path leads us where we need to go. But we must find the source of this river, yeah?
We don't have to.
This is true.
He said the source of the river was some kind of magic stuff. These are, death magic. Maybe it's not a good magic.
Death magic is really good magic, I would think.
Well,
I would think that as well.
Do you feel like the magic that's on the waters is the same type of magic in those will-o-wisps? I mean, it seems like they're different to me, but...
I'm more of a nature person, and I know those aren't natural. Those are signs of death. And they're in the way the river's going, so...
Well, I thought they were skirting around the river. Aren't they leading us away from the river?
So they never appear directly ahead if you're looking to follow the river. They appear off to the sides, everywhere but directly ahead of and behind you if you are facing upriver.
I feel like I am not afraid to continue following the river. They float around. Maybe they give us some extra illumination. So
nope, don't think of them like that. Don't think of them like that. They are there waiting to eat your hopes and dreams as soon as they get the chance.
So, I mean, they're very pretty and...
Also, this area is full of great death. Just keep that in mind.
So maybe we should just stick to the river and just keep focused on that and not get distracted.
All right.
I would be okay with this. Ono, if you continue to look for bad signs of great death, and these...
I mean, I'm not sure how much more bad signs of great death we can get than dream-eating orbs of light that appear in areas of great death.
Two more signs.
Like the chilling wind.
One more sign.
I didn't feel that wind. Did you feel that wind, Wolfgang?
It sounds like fake news.
Well, I hope you guys aren't super fond of your hopes and dreams. Let's just keep going.
I mean, it seems like they're staying away from us, so as long as they keep on their own path, we don't go near them, right?
I'm just hoping we know the path that they're trying to lead us off of.
Well, the river's our path. Right? That's the plan.
Sure.
If it gets hairy, we can always turn around. Do we know how to get out of here, AP? Like, is there a clear normally there's like
you followed the river
that we walk through?
No, you came here following a river.
Oh, okay.
You could just follow the river back into the sort of border area where you found the French Lofalo, head back into the forest where you came from.
I mean, I think, we have a frame of reference. We have warning from from Ono. We have a ranger on our side. I'm just a stupid barbarian, so I'll just keep marching forward until someone tells me not to. What do y'all think?
I've got a keen sense of direction, but I mean, this magical river, it's got the ability to fog my senses. So we do have to be wary of that. But so far, it seemed pretty straightforward to me.
Can we put a magical river that fogs your sense of directions leading into an area of great death as another bad omen? Can we count that one?
Well,
I mean, well, okay, so let's look at our options then. We keep going forward or we turn back. If we turn back, what would you want to get into, Cotton?
No, I was talking in character.
Oh, sorry. This could be another omen. But we won't know until we keep going.
Oh.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's keep going down a little bit, and we'll see. I mean, if we get something real bad, yeah, let's head back. But I gotta say, I'm curious about.
Hey, you
the
were
source of
also
this
curious about the cave with all the signs of death outside of it.
And I listened to you in time, didn't I? So I mean, and I'm sure I will listen to you in time again if we need to. Back away. We are exploring here.
Yes.
Can someone remind me, how do I ask? Not what the goal is, but, you know, we're gathering ingredients and stuff to bring back. I don't recall, think that we have anywhere near what we need to cook anything to win a competition, right?
Yeah,
but
we're trying to find some.
You don't need to do that quite yet. Your initial goal is to scout and get an idea what you're looking at, and then come up with a plan on how to get it all back.
Right.
We're looking for sources of food right now.
Yep.
And we're looking for big ones. So ideally, like, we could take out that
French
Slow flow, yeah.
we find some way of doing that. Obviously, right now, it presumably it's beyond our capacities, but like, if we can somehow harness, if there's an enemy, if that thing has an enemy where we're going, then we can possibly use that enemy or whatever of that thing to help us.
Connor has played Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I haven't played Monster Hunter.
What you're describing is several story missions.
Okay.
Well, and I was gonna say, like, I was almost thinking, is there a way for us to kind of set maybe waypoints for us to easily get back to?
Connor can return to any place he's ever been as long as there is no magical interference.
Right.
Huh. Well, now is this river magical interference?
Yes.
Okay, so.
And he knows it. He told us in
As
character.
long as he doesn't drink the waters, he isn't affected by it.
Okay.
And further,
Sorry,
I
just
believe
trying to
that buffalo thing was destroying the forest, and the forest possibly didn't like that. And so we're hoping that the forest will aid us. Whatever forest that didn't like that will help us.
Oh, I understand. Connor is now advertising for King Kong versus Godzilla.
March 31st.
I'm so excited.
I haven't seen any of the King Kong or Godzilla movies, and I feel like I have to at this point. Just so that I can understand why they're fighting on an aircraft carrier.
I'm not sure it's the kind of it's the kind of movie where you don't really need to know the context.
Oh, so it's not like Avengers where you need to watch all of the intro movies to understand.
I watched the 4-hour-long Justice League movie without seeing a single DC movie except for the Nolan Batman series, which has nothing to do with Justice League.
I watched all the original Godzillas. None of them like really led into the other one. I watched the two new ones, and you didn't have to watch the first one to watch the second one. I've also watched King Kong and Skull Island, and those two didn't have much to do with each other either.
Didn't one of them have Jack Black in it?
Yeah, there was a King Kong movie with Jack Black.
Yeah, I think the first one had
Just the Peter Jackson one, I think. I think he's sort of a minor role in it, like minor-ish. He's not like a main character.
That's fine. I just like things with Jack Black in it.
Yeah, he's funny.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Cayso Hamhand, your party is deciding what to do around you. You, of course, know the way forward.
I know the way forward, and I know not to drink the water.
Perfect.
Yes.
I know to follow the ranger.
So I guess the question is, do you follow Ono?
Yeah, she's got nothing else to do. She's not going to wander around by herself.
Well, as the three of you set your way deeper into this place, there is no sense of the passage of time. The sun is always setting. The food and water that you have sustains you for a time. Wolfgang, when you open your pack several hours later, the ant meat that you have, it was starting to go bad. You have no way of preserving it. It looks fresher now than it did yesterday.
Does it still smell fresh?
It smells fresher than it did. As
Look,
if the sweet, sickly smell of death and rot has started to reverse.
Look at that. The sun hasn't moved position. That's another sign of doom.
This is a third sign. Can I just eat a little bit of it?
Tastes fine.
Test it?
Yeah.
Like, see if I get sick?
You don't get sick.
Fantastic.
Cayso, you have no idea how long you've been traveling, but everybody seems thirsty, and you are out of water.
This could be serious.
There is this nice, delicious babbling brook right next to you.
Definitely not going to touch that babbling brook. Let me think. Is there any way?
Wait, my water skin has no water too?
You would have drunk it at some point, is what I'm saying. You travel for a while, you drink your water, you continue traveling, at some point you run out of water.
Right.
Still traveling.
And have we seen any other points of water, potentially, unrelated to this body of water?
Do you want there to be other water?
I'm looking around. I'm looking around to see if there's other pools of water of any kind.
Perfect.
Like maybe,
Make a perception check.
maybe a cave.
Yeah.
Okay, perception check. 18.
There is, perfectly nestled in between two trees, a small pile of rocks that almost certainly indicates an underground cave, and you can see that there is a drip from the top of the rock down into the path that leads down into it. If you just go into it's just a little way into the dark forest.
Are there any? Well, how far in?
Oh, just a little way. I mean, it's hard to tell distance here, right? No matter which direction you look, there's always the sun in your eyes. It's probably not that far.
I think we might be. I don't know. I'm gonna. It's that water out there. You guys see that? The little cave.
Make perception checks. Okay. Oh no, what is it that you want right now?
To leave.
I see. Wolfgang, what do you want?
To find food.
Okay. Wolfgang, you also see the cave. Oh no, you're looking around and there's like, you can't see what they're looking at. They keep talking about some sort of cave, but there's a path that seems like it leads back the way you came. It's probably a shortcut. So inviting. Perfectly smooth. Almost like a game trail that's just been trodden upon.
But I know about, like, the whole trying to lead someone off the path, right? Like, I know that this is the path we're on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do know that.
Keeping that in mind in character.
Okay. Yeah. I agree that you should keep that in mind in character.
What are you looking at?
You don't see it? I mean, we're all pretty thirsty, and there's a little cave there with, looks like it might lead underground. Have a little source of water that's different than this body of water here.
I see the end of all of your hopes and dreams.
I mean, what does that even look like?
Okay, so
Whatever you're looking at.
as you, the rest of them are having this conversation, Cayso, a black butterfly with red trimmed wings begins to descend from above the wispway, headed towards your shoulder, as if to land on it, on your armor.
This is the same butterfly that bit
It is
Wolfgang.
not the same one, but it looks very similar. Very beautiful. The patterning is almost entrancing to look at.
It's another sign of impending doom.
And it's landing on armor, as you say, so it's not trying to, at least right now, trying to
It just
bite me.
slowly flaps its wings while its tiny little butterfly eyes look at you.
Well, hello there. I can't talk to it, right? I don't think I have that capacity.
Rangers have a similar spell. I don't know if you have it.
I don't have spells yet. We're level 1. Well, I mean, that seems like a good sign to me. I mean, this is the creature that told us about the source of the water a few days ago, I assume, at this point.
It takes off and begins heading upriver.
You know, I don't think we're that far. I feel like we're not that far from the source. I feel like we're going to get at our destination if we just persevere.
Wolfgang, oh no. While Cayso looks upriver, like, oh, I feel like we're not that far. You begin to see dozens of butterflies, either red or black in coloration, with either black or red lining to them, descend from the wispway and begin to head upriver all around you. As if a swarm of butterflies descends right above your head and then continues forward.
Are these butterflies full of doom and loss of hope and dream?
Probably.
They look beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Do you think they're gonna like lure you away from your hopes and dreams with something horrible looking?
Yes.
No, they want you.
I mean,
That's
no.
not enticing at all. Of
they are
course, they're
going-
gonna make this place great. They're gonna show you what you want, like a nice shortcut out of here.
But these are not the glowing balls from before. These are
No, they're the butterflies that bite you and, you know, make your hands swell up.
true.
But they are going in the direction that we're going.
Yes, so we want to follow the biting butterflies through the forest of our loss of hopes and dreams in this area of great death.
I have to say,
By a river that'll make you lose your sense of direction.
I have to say that I'm not sure we have the provisions to return for the return home journey as it is right now. Anyway,
So why would we go further?
because the only way out is forward. Sorry, Wolfgang, go ahead.
I do have the ant meat, but I am getting quite thirsty.
And with no morning or anything like that, it's not like we can even try and capture a little morning dew or anything like that. Which if we could do potentially and collect a little bit of liquid just to.
Do we have
us going.
any sense of how many days we've been in the wisp?
You know that you've been traveling for 5 days in general. For how long you've been in the Wispway? Long enough to have a meal and drink some water.
Well, we ran out, right? And we had 1 day's worth of water on us. I
Correct.
assume. Right. So it's been at least something of a day.
You don't feel tired?
I was gonna say, I was about to ask if we were
You just
tired.
kind of feel hungry and thirsty.
And have we seen any animals of any kind besides the butterflies and the will-o'-wisps, like around?
Nope.
Not even like, say, insects. If I'd be looking at the ground
Correct.
and I'd be
No insects.
no insects. So nothing is alive here.
No, it's an area of great death.
Ono keeps saying these words, great death. I'm starting to believe her.
I appreciate that. I would have liked it a little sooner, but I'm still very proud of you for believing me now.
Okay, so we are out of water, and we are saying that this brook river that we are following is no good for drinking. We have no way to Purify?
Well, I will say, I mean, I'm the only one that needs to keep us in the right direction. In theory, depending on what the magic of the water is, you two could drink it. I mean, you could satiate your thirst with it.
So the magical river is unsafe for you, but it's safe for us.
It's all as I believe that if I recall correctly, when we came to understand what the nature of the magic of the river, that it was purposely it could lead you astray, but again, I'm the one leading us. So if I don't drink it, but you two do, and you keep following me, in theory, it could be all right. I don't know. That's not the safest plan. I'm just saying it is.
Are you aware of the concept of single point of failure?
What are you, some kind of engineer, Sputnik?
Yeah. That's pretty reasonable. I mean, but that is already the current situation we find ourselves in a little bit.
True.
You know, we might be able to find our way back by ourselves. Just give us a little more credit.
I think this. We have a somewhat better clue or purchase of ideas of this area that we have walked into. Perhaps maybe we try to return, and then we prepare
For a longer trip, if you guys want to explore this more. We'll need more water skins.
Oh no, Wolfgang, while you're talking, 2 butterflies drop out of the rest of the pack and land on your shoulders.
This is adorable, but also very concerning.
Does it look at us like they did with him?
Yeah. Slow blinks and everything.
I will cast Speak with Animals.
Yep.
See if they're saying anything.
Okay. Doesn't say anything to you yet.
Say, hello.
Oh, hey. You speak our language. Hey.
Some other time.
Hey. How's it going?
Were you wanting to come say hi?
Yeah. I mean, we don't see many things around here. We're going to see the Roxanne. Are you coming?
I don't know yet.
Oh, it's so cool.
How far up is the Roxanne?
Oh, not that much farther.
What's it saying?
It says the Roxanne's up not that much farther.
How far is not much farther? I know you don't know, but the butterfly might.
It's a butterfly. Do you think he keeps a little measuring tape with him? What is the Roxanne to you? Is he a friend? Is it a place?
Oh, the Roxanne is like the Roxanne, you know? She's great. She's the best thing ever.
What does she do for you?
Everything.
Is she like one of you?
Oh, no, we're like her. She's not like us.
Oh, does she look like you? Do you look like her?
So, the rest of you watch as the butterfly on Ono's shoulder, like, takes a few steps sideways and then a few steps back and says, "Oh my goodness, I'm blushing. Do you actually think I look like her?"
I think you look beautiful.
Slow wing flap. Oh my goodness. This is the best thing anyone has ever said to me.
Does the Roxanne fly like you?
No. The Roxanne gave us her wings.
Oh. So does she stay up there? Does she not come out much?
Oh, yes. She never leaves. No. She stays. We come to her, you know. Every few
what?
You know, things.
Fair enough. Is she like your mother?
Kind of. Not really, but kind of.
Is she like your leader?
No, we don't really have leaders. We just kind of go where the blood is.
That's fair. Does the Roxanne like blood?
No.
What is she like?
Everything, especially us. Life, happiness, joy, the sun.
It's fair. Do you know what happened here? Why aren't there many creatures here?
Well, it's always been like this.
Oh. Did the Roxanne make it like this?
No. I think it's always been like this. So, he turns and goes to the one on Wolfgang's shoulder. He, like, launches himself off and goes over to the one on Wolfgang's shoulder. They have a quiet conversation. Then he launches himself back, and he's like, yeah, no, I think it's always been like this.
Does she live here because she likes the sun and it stays here all the time?
Oh, no. The sun stays here because she's here.
Oh, that makes sense. It was nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, I should get back with the pack.
Thanks for talking to us.
Okay, so he's like, all right, Witherfang, let's go. And they both launch up.
Did you hear anything interesting?
Yeah, the Roxanne's up there. She apparently likes all things.
So she would like us?
Well, the butterflies like blood and they drink it. So I don't know if she would like us or if she would eat us. I was a little unsure about that. She could be really nice, but she lives in an area of great death, so I'm a little spooked.
Asking if whether or not a god would eat us is probably a good question to ask its followers.
The sun never sets because she's up here. So the sun stays with her.
Well, sun's good, ain't it? I mean, it's a good thing.
I'm starting to see more of these death omens. I feel very underprepared, Cayso.
Apparently, the Roxanne gave the butterflies their wings.
Why do I sound the most rational of the three of us right now?
What do you mean? I have told you several times this is a bad place.
Oh, it seems to me like you're the newest follower of Roxanne.
No, you asked me if I learned anything interesting.
Oh.
Roxanne is maybe nice. You should never judge a book before you read it. I haven't met her, so I don't know.
Well,
however, I do know the will-o-wisp
was drinking blood.
Yeah, but she does like happiness and joy and the sun. So I guess evil people could like the sun. I mean, the sun's very beautiful. She likes the butterflies.
Even if the butterflies drink blood, I mean, we eat meat. I mean, it's not really so bad that the butterflies drink blood, as such.
I rather like the butterflies. I just don't want them to bite me.
And they haven't tried, have they?
I've been bitten by one.
Well, today.
Lately.
Well, I think it's because they've already fed. They're going home to Roxanne.
Look, if you two want to head back and we want to prepare for this, then I'm open to that. I am a little worried that we won't be able to make it back in our current supplies.
But how do we survive where we are now? I don't. What chance do we have?
Well, if we're not that far from Roxanne.
We have about a 50-50 chance. Either Roxanne's nice and we survive just fine, or Roxanne's not nice and we are less fine.
So do we bet on Roxanne?
That's not quite what I said.
Well, but if Roxanne is nice, we have much better chance of surviving. No?
Unless she's
Maybe-
all into the circle of life and we gotta do it for ourselves. You know, some people are very hands off in that method.
I
guess it's more of like a-
bootstraps at home.
You know, a three-way chance that we could either die by Roxanne, we could die by without intervention, or Roxanne could help us.
That's right. Or we could die by not being able to make it back.
I guess 25%, you know? We have a 25% chance of life right now.
There are always many ways to die, usually much fewer ways to live.
That's true enough. I mean, what's the vibe you get from the butterflies? I mean, they seem nice enough, huh? Or what?
They do drink our blood.
Again, I mean, you got several pounds of ant meat in your pack right now. I mean, we're carnivores. We eat.
I don't think the
Sure.
butterflies would care if we lived or died, so I don't think they would mind leading us astray. I don't think they would intentionally lead us astray. I think they're fairly neutral. They are butterflies, just following their own little circle of life. Doesn't mean I'd follow a tiger into its den if it's doing its thing.
That's true.
I mean, the butterflies have gotten us this far. Maybe we.
Yeah,
maybe
the
we see
butterflies
this
have
through.
led us into an area of great death where will-o-wisps hang around wanting to eat our hopes and dreams.
But we avoided them. I mean, well, we'll point that out. We have fought their temptation.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. I mean, look.
I think with Ono's perception and Cayso's tracking and orientation type skills and my sheer brute strengths, maybe we will be okay to head towards Roxanne.
I gotta say, I'm curious.
There are many questions to be answered, and I'm quite impatient.
We could continue if you would like. I mean, I suppose if Roxanne, you know, eats us, I'll just get a Cinna hamster in my next life.
I will point out that it seems to me if Roxanne controls the magic of this area, that if she didn't want us to leave, she could make us not leave. And so
This is true.
we're already in her power.
Well, we might be. There was a powerful creature that I sensed when we first came in here that hadn't really taken note to our existence much. One time when I sensed other creatures, they didn't really care if we were here or not. But if we go into their house, they might start to care, and they would definitely notice us.
But maybe we do it respectfully. Make a offering of some sort.
I do not know what Roxanne likes except for the sun and joy and stuff. We could offer her joy, I suppose.
Certainly.
I don't know how, but we could do it.
Well, we are three pretty decent cooks. Maybe
Yes.
maybe she might like a nice meal.
They say the way to a god's heart is through its stomach. Do they say that in this world?
They do now.
All right.
Maybe it's something your mother taught you.
How many gods have you fed before?
Maybe this will be the first one.
Also, I don't know if it's a god. I don't think I've ever stated it was a god.
No, but these butterflies, they are worshipping it somehow, so possibly a god. It seems very godlike to me. Controls the magical force around, possibly.
No, I just said the sun.
I think there's only one way to settle this, and we meet Roxanne.
If you say so.
I vote for Roxanne.
There's a 50% chance she's not evil.
Very true.
She is in a forest of, great death surrounded by evil dream-eating spirits, but she could be nice.
You're very hard to read, Ono.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it again. I'm anxious to see what this is all about, and we could interpret this path and the nature of evil around it in many ways. Like, for instance, maybe these evil creatures are a force that is attempting to entrap Roxanne here. Isn't that a possibility?
Perhaps it's a way for this Roxanne to protect herself from outside influence.
See, I mean, it's in that case, these evil creatures are her guardians. So that wouldn't speak well as to her potential character, I would say. But
perhaps we fall into a pit and die. Anything could happen.
There are so many ifs, and that's why I just want to find out who this lady is.
Well, I guess dying is slightly better than getting all of our hopes and dreams eaten, unless she also eats hopes and dreams.
Then we just return back to the earth.
She could eat joy. I mean, she likes joy.
Then we will provide her with joy.
Then we'll have to make her a joyous meal.
Okay. Wolfgang, just real quick, can you make a charisma saving throw for no apparent reason?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. For the folks at home, that's an 11.
For the folks at home, I have a -1 on my charisma.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess if we're in agreement, we can.
You okay, Cotton?
I'm fine.
Okay.
We
You can
good?
stay the path.
Okay. As all of you are not tired like you want to go to sleep, but maybe with some level of physical exhaustion, hungry, and definitely thirsty, you break through the trees of the Wispway into a small grove. About half of it is a pond from which it is lined with black stones, like flat, smooth, circular stones. And the other half is a clearing where wild grass grows very shortly, and there is a massive mushroom which has formed itself into almost a table, behind which a female figure sits on another mushroom. She is probably the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen. Curling blonde hair, almost pink in the tinge of the red sun, a red dress which fully covers her down to her fingertips, and as far as you can tell, down to her legs, that has black inlaid, not like lace, but like design work that reminds you greatly of the venomous butterfly magical creatures that you have yet to name. Perhaps what is most surprising about her are that when you look into her eyes, you can see the sun glaring back at you. There's no pupil, there's not really color. You're just looking at the sun when you look into her eyes.
Same like tint and everything.
Yes.
Of the setting sun right now. Is it a reflection of the sun, or is it literally?
No, it's literally the sun.
Nice.
She gestures to the table when the three of you move to the edge of the clearing, where 3 mushroom seats, which you didn't notice before, are now there. She appears to have... It's not made out of silver or any kind of metal. It appears to be a wooden teapot with no pegs or faceting or iron nails. It literally is just a teapot formed out of wood, as if the wood was always grew in this particular way. And she gestures before her for you to join her.
These mushroom seeds are adorable.
They are. Oh, they look so squishy, and when you sit down, it's super comfortable. It like adapts to your butt and helps correct your spinal posture.
Oh.
If I'm going to bow before I sit down.
I'm almost going to give a little curtsy.
She doesn't
now
fully...
I feel like a dick.
She doesn't fully close her eyes, but she partially closes them and gives you a bow. And then pours 3 cups of tea into glasses made out of mushroom that you didn't see before, but now are in front of you with hot steaming tea that smells of bitter citron and honey.
My name is Ono Komomo. It's nice to meet you.
She inclines her head towards you.
Are you Roxanne?
She nods briefly.
I'll introduce myself.
Is your home?
She nods.
Are you able to speak?
She looks at you with no reaction.
I will thankfully take up the teacup and take a sip.
Okay, make a wisdom saving throw real quick. For
Right.
no apparent reason.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
Okay.
20.
Okay. You've never tasted a tea quite like this. Now that you're drinking it, you're alarmingly believing that it probably came from the magical pool of water directly next to her, which you know has the directional confusing magic. But for you, at least, it has no effect on you at this time. The smell is very sharp. I don't know that Cayso has ever had a citron before, and it's very raw and wild, but the honey is, if not sugary, then it at least helps smooth over the bitter flavor and provide it with some volume. It's good tea, but it is definitely not what you were expecting, and it instantly slakes both your hunger and your thirst.
This tea is delicious, but it does have a bit of a kick. Watch out.
Seeing that he doesn't fall over, I'll drink it.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving throw. No apparent reason. Don't worry about it. Okay. Tea's great. I mean, in its unique way, as I previously described.
Describe it again.
Well, I don't know that you've ever had a citron, but it has a very bitter, acidic flavor to it that is offset by the honey, which gives it not specifically a sort of sugary sweetness, but a volume nonetheless.
A sweetness nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yes. This is a delicious tea. Thank you very much.
Oh
Why
no,
do you
she's
live-
specifically not looking at you as everybody else drinks the tea. It's like when you know somebody wants to look at you but doesn't.
Why do you live here? Is this your favorite place, or is it special to you?
She slowly puts her hand flatly, both hands flatly on the table.
I really love your mushrooms.
She smiles. It's almost heartbreaking.
I feel like we should have brought you a gift. If you have some water, I could make you some tea as well.
She gestures beside her to the pool.
I suppose I scoop up my water skin.
Okay.
And then bring it back to her and ask Oolong to make some tea for our new friend.
Okay. Is he making plain tea or magical tea?
Magical.
Okay.
I want to make a good impression.
It takes 10 minutes of hot water. So do you have some way of heating this water?
I have druid craft, so I could instantly make a small little fire and then boil it.
Okay. She looks extremely alarmed when you start a fire.
I will put it out once the water gets hot too, though.
Okay. After a few moments of the fire, she calms down and appears entranced, mesmerized, as if she's never seen someone control fire before.
Don't worry, I would never intentionally harm a place of nature.
She's still watching the fire, but she nods to what you're saying, not looking away from the fire.
Do you like the fire?
She does not give an answer. Her face struggles with a series of emotions. However, I do need you to roll a saving throw for Oolong. Wisdom saving throw.
I gotta look up the stats real quick.
He has a +1 wisdom.
Oh.
And no bonus to... he only has a +2 to charisma saving throw. Ooh, Oolong, my man. Okay.
Oh.
All right, he finishes brewing some tea. When you look, there is a empty cup made of like a white mushroom with black mottling through it that is sitting next to her that wasn't there a moment ago.
I will pour her some tea.
Okay. She picks it up very gracefully, maybe even daintily, and takes a sip from it and smiles and makes what I can only describe as happy noises.
Tea is a great passion of Oolong and mine.
She gestures to her teacup, which she left in front of you, which you notice, despite it having been over 10 minutes, is still steamingly warm.
Oh, do you know magic as well?
She looks confused when you ask the question.
Ono really doesn't like being rude, so I guess she drinks the tea.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
I know.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah, no apparent reason.
Yep.
Just in a place of death.
Perfect.
All powerful beings. Fine.
A 6, huh? Okay. As we go to break, Wolfgang and Ono, I would like you to write somewhere on your character sheet that you are haunted by memories of the Roxanne.
Yep.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'll write that in the skills section.
Roxanne is ROX_AWN.
Told her she's eating our dreams.
Like haunted in a good way? Like
Probably not.
Remember the good old days of the Roxanne?
I mean, she's putting on a great front here right now. I mean, this place is beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll find out what's happening with the Roxanne and the party and what they're haunted by when we return in an extended break in like 10, maybe 15 minutes. I don't know. We'll be back when we're back. Live audience, you know, we're here. We're here for you, probably.